I'm Jade Buhoy. Here are the latest stories. The Philippine Coast Guard or PCG recently helped transport goods for typhoon-affected communities to Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City. This included family packs, toiletries, and toolkits for shelters and were sent to the recuperating citizens of Vigan, Ilocos Sur, and Baguio City. This humanitarian initiative was spearheaded by the Office of Civil Defense and the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance on Disaster Management. The Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA recently stated that any diplomatic move on the West Philippine Sea, whether bilateral or multilateral, will be carefully assessed and calibrated. The statement coincided with the Senate's approval of Senate Resolution number 718, which urged the Philippine government to take appropriate action to protect and enforce the nation's sovereignty over its exclusive economic zone or EEZ and continental shelf. The measure further demands that China cease its illegal operations in compliance with the South China Sea Arbitration Judgment from 2016 and the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Super Typhoon Egay and Southwest Monsoon or Habagat caused devastation in the country, leaving 27 people dead and 13 missing. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reported that the disaster affected over 765,000 families in 13 regions and 50 provinces. Additionally, 289,713 people have been displaced, with 57,740 seeking shelter in 677 evacuation centers. We are a voice for change. We will keep on bringing updates and the latest stories. I'm Jade Buhoy. Watch these stories on Newsforce.
Here are today's headlines. NDRRMC reports 27 deaths from Typhoon Egay and Habagat. DSWD and DepEd launch tutoring program. DOH reinforces establishment of super health centers for accessible healthcare across Philippines. LTO to implement warning system in vehicles for weather and road hazard safety. BIR calls on online sellers adhere to law providing elderly and PWDs 20% discount on purchases. Global pop group Horizon set to hold Philippine concert on September. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.
I'm Jade Buhoy. Here are the latest stories. Secretary of the Department of Health, or DOH, Teodoro Herbosa, participated in the groundbreaking ceremony for a new Super Health Center in Maypaho, Caloocan City. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, Senator Christopher Lawrence Go, has advocated for the creation of super health centers around the Philippines in an effort to improve Filipinos' access to public health care. As ordered by the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Department of Agriculture is now preparing for a whole-of-government approach to mitigate the effects of the El Niño phenomenon. The DA is already coordinating with the regional field offices to ensure a responsive approach where coordination with National Irrigation Administration is also needed regarding the timing of rice planting. It can be recalled that El Niño has been forecasted by the Pag-asa to last until 2024. The Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR ordered online sellers to offer 20% discount to senior citizens and people with disabilities or PWD on their purchases, emphasizing that these required discounts were outlined in Revenue Regulations number 82023, that it must be adhered. This was made in response to complaints that online retailers were disregarding their right to discounts. BIR Commissioner Romeo Lomagi Jr. made it clear that although the seniors and PWD signature is not necessary for online purchases, their identification card must still be accepted. Failure to offer a discount, offenders may face 6 years in prison and a fine between 50,000 and 100,000 pesos. We are your voice for change. We will keep on bringing updates and the latest stories. I'm Jade Buhoy. Watch these stories on Newsforce.
Here are today's headlines. NDRRMC reports 27 deaths from Typhoon Egay and Habagat. DSWD and DepEd launch tutoring program. DOH reinforces establishment of super health centers for accessible healthcare across Philippines. LTO to implement warning system in vehicles for weather and road hazard safety. BIR calls on online sellers adhere to law providing elderly and PWDs 20% discount on purchases. Global pop group Horizon set to hold Philippine concert on September. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.
I'm Jade Buhoy. Here are the latest stories. The House of Representatives approved the House Bill number 8187, a measure making every national election as a regular non-working holiday. The measure hopes to motivate voters to utilize their democratic right to vote during day off from work. Through this, the measure seeks to increase voter turnout in national elections and the coming barangay and SK elections on October 30. Along with the Metro Manila Council meeting led by MMDA Chairman Romando Artes with LGUs in NCR, alternative solution for water shortage and flooding was discussed. Here's Princess Castro for the full report.
The rain catchment system is one of the proposed projects of the Metro Manila Development Authority or MMDA to help solve the problems of flooding and shortages in water supply due to El Nino. This comes after the recent Metro Manila Council meeting conducted by MMDA Chairman Don Artes together with 17 local government units or LGU from National Capital Region. The said system will be a tank-like basin that will be a water reservoir that will serve as a secondary water supply for residents, encouraging them to recycle and reuse rainwater. Furthermore, due to the water supply shortage, Artes assured the businesses in the metro to not worry about the water supply since they prioritize giving them the minimum supply of water they needed.
Inalam po natin sa kanila kung ano yung minimum requirement nila na hindi naman maaapektuhan yung kanilang negosyo.
On the other hand, Artes also mentioned the issue of flooding wherein the participation of people is needed to effectively solve the long-term problem of floods caused by clogged drainage systems.
In fact, meron kaming ipinost recently, makikita nyo, ankle deep yung tubig, pero nung inalis yung basura, biglang nawala yung tubig baha. Maraming ganyang situations dito sa Metro Manila.
Furthermore, he reminded the public to be responsible in disposing of their garbage. In conclusion, Artes stated that they will consider safety measures in establishing the said system since stock water is prone to mosquitoes. For Golden Nation Network, this is Princess Castro.
Fellow anchors, get ready as the global pop group Horizon will hold a concert to return to the country. It can be recalled that the group launched its debut album Friendship last July and started promotional activities in South Korea in an effort to reach a larger global audience. On September 9, Araneta Coliseum will host Horizon's Friendship Voyage to Manila concert. Tickets via TicketNet will officially go on sale beginning on August 19. We are your voice for change. We will keep on bringing updates and the latest stories. I'm Jade Buhoy. Watch these stories on Newsforce.
Here are today's headlines. NDRRMC reports 27 deaths from Typhoon Egay and Habagat. DSWD and DepEd launch tutoring program. DOH reinforces establishment of super health centers for accessible healthcare across Philippines. LTO to implement warning system in vehicles for weather and road hazard safety. BIR calls on online sellers adhere to law providing elderly and PWDs 20% discount on purchases. Global pop group Horizon set to hold Philippine concert on September. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.